Admin supervisor to bring it every month. Either there is light or no light, I will pay a fixed deposit of 35,000. Now, when there is no light, the diesel is 160, 155, 160. How do you run a diesel of 155, 160 for a product like this? As if that is not enough. When I brought in I collected all my conditions for all these things. We expected free supply. Not when I say free, that you can easily buy. That is wheat. But suddenly, they stopped importation of wheat except the big companies that are so flour mill. Those are the people that can import wheat. The one we use here is from either wrong source or whatever, and it's exorbitant. So by the time I produce wheat, I don't even get imaginary something. But I know there will be breakthrough, so I have to persist. So, source of my raw material, the only one that is elastic is yam. And elastic for now, I know we can enjoy it. Particularly the best yam for this product is the Abuja yam, which is now coming out. This one you see, you discover that you have different, they are our yam. But you know, this place is humid. So yam from that source, you have different color here and there. But we are managing it. For anybody who understands what pounded yam is, you don't expect a white pounded yam. And another thing is sales. Marketing is another problem. It's another problem because, one, there is finance to do some marketing propaganda and send more vehicles out and this. Another one is that the big people, they don't want, like we'll tell you one thing. I took my product to one big supermarket. They rejected it, not because my product was not good. One of the workers told me that the big man who supplied that type of thing gave a starting order, an influential order, not a starting order, that they should not allow any other product there. Is that how to encourage industrial? Allow every other product. Buy the one you like. If I buy this one, it's not good. Let me taste the other one tomorrow.
On arrival at number 1 Debo Olaoye Street at Alakia Isevo Road in Ibadan, water storage tanks are one of the first things anyone will notice. Moving in even further, a reverse osmosis machine confirming to any visitor that Rakamok Nigeria Limited, the occupants of the premises, engages in water.
Water production is all about water itself, making sure that the raw water you have is made to be acceptable in terms of good quality standard. And by starting with that, you start with your source of water. And the acceptable source of water is through natural borehole, which is expected by Ibadan topographical area to be not less than 150 feet below the sea level.
The source of water is just the beginning of the considerations in the work which Rakamok does. An elaborate part of their business is the purification process.
The first process is to make sure that it gets stored. And from the storage tanks, you take it through a process where you apply necessary chemicals for purpose of disinfection and making sure that the quality of the water is okay to avoid germs, contamination, and the rest. So, having done that, you now pass that water through these composer tanks. The first one is what we call sand chamber. It consists of various graduated levels of sands, and I believe that the modern people must have looked into nature on how God purifies water to have adopted that. So it passes through it for purpose of filtration, and from that point it goes into another chamber. That chamber contains activated carbons. The activated carbon is expected to remove things like odor, smell, all those things that are not good to be present in water. Like when you are in school, they said it must be colorless, odorless, that is the function of the activated carbon. And from the activated carbon, it goes into another chamber that consists resin. The purpose of the resin is to make sure that the alkalinity and the hardness level is regulated and controlled for body consumption. There is a standard that has been set by SON and NAFDAC that water, good quality water, should be within. So the resin controls that. In fact, it softens the water. It makes it so soft that you want to take more. You want to take more. So from the resin chamber, it comes into these cans. These two cans contain about 14 filters. And what it does is to continue the filtration process. Good quality water is all about how best you can be clean and how best you can filter it. So it continues the filtration process. And from the filtration process, it now switches on to this machine. This machine is called a reverse osmosis machine. And the purpose of the reverse osmosis machine is to further make sure that whatever is not of acceptable standard quality for water is extracted by the RO. It contains some membranes, and the membranes works like those processes of osmosis, concentration of these from this and things like that. So any form of water that it feels not acceptable and good is extracted out. It only allows in the good quality water. And the good quality water is what we now taking through into the finished tank here.
For a machine that plays such a vital role in their work, maintenance is never taken for granted.
We have our technical men on ground, in-house technical men. Apart from the in-house technical men, we also have consultants that comes in from time to time. And we have a routine, a schedule, a timetable that guide us at each periodical period to make sure that that we maintain the machines and all the processes.
The Group Managing Director, Mr. Aderemi Okunade, further informs us that with their detailed production process, their products have a shelf lifespan of 1 year. That's why they are concerned about packaging. This concern and information, according to them from BOI Weekly on Channels Television, motivated them to begin a relationship with the Bureau of the Bank of Industry and Oyo State Government. Through this, a facility which led to the purchase of a PET blowing machine was given to the company.
The PET blowing machine that was sourced through BOI Oyo State Fund was supplied by Tembenanti Ventures Limited, who had been a supplier of this company's machinery. In fact, all the machineries that you are seeing on the ground was supplied by Tembenanti, and I am talking about 4 years ago. So when we approached BOI, we introduced Tembenanti Ventures to them because we are sure of and the quality of material of machines that they have been giving us. We introduced them to BOI, and BOI, in conjunction with them, got the machines supplied